was that first dream like?
I was standing there under a blood-red sky, surrounded by these black, dead trees. Ashes were falling like snow, and I could smell something burning. It was like the aftermath of a nuclear war. I heard something approaching in the distance, so I reached for 2 nearby hatchets. That's when I noticed the blood all over my hands.
And how did you feel when you saw the blood?
I felt afraid, Dr. Wilson, but
what, Toby?
I also felt relieved, somehow, until I saw the figure in the woods.
The figure?
Yes, I saw a silhouette up on the hill, and I was frozen for a moment.
And did you recognize this figure?
No.
What happened then?
I saw limbs stretching out from behind him. Black, serpent-like limbs. They began moving quickly down the hill, spreading in all directions. I wanted to run, but I couldn't move. It was speaking to me. Through the chaos and all the noise, a voice was calling out to me. I couldn't make out what was being said. It just grew louder and louder. Make it stop! Make it stop! Make it stop! Make it stop!
Toby, you're gonna be late for school.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, honey. I made some waffles if you're hungry.
I fucking hate waffles. Every day after a fight, I would come downstairs to see her making waffles with that fake smile, pretending that she gives a fuck. The night before, dear old Dad was kicking me in the ribs on the kitchen floor. But that morning, nothing but smiles and sunshine, as if she wasn't married to a goddamn monster.
In other news, police still have no suspects in the brutal murder of the 2 brothers in Roscommon. You may recall the story we broke Wednesday about the brothers who were found dead near their home with what seemed to be missing kidneys.
Lyra, did you get enough to eat?
Yeah, Mom.
I think she's had more than enough. Looks like she needs to cut back a bit on the food intake.
Fuck you.
Hey! Watch your fucking mouth!
Frank, you shouldn't talk to her like that. It's rude.
Jesus Christ. Well, if it makes you feel better, she ain't alone. You were never this big before.
Son, are you hungry?
I'll get lunch at school.
Are you sure?
For fuck's sake, Evelyn. If the boy's too scared to have breakfast with his father, then just let him go. You're not my father. And I'm not scared of you. That right? Maybe I didn't kick you hard enough last night,
Stop it, you two!
Shut up! Why don't you shut up for once? You gonna make me? What's it gonna be, boy? You piece of shit! Get the fuck back here! God damn it!
I knew from the reports I've read that your stepfather was indeed a monster. You suffered a great deal at his hands.
I know, but I couldn't feel it anyways. I could have just lived with it.
Toby, you shouldn't have to live with what he did to you. And even if you don't feel it physically, it clearly had a major psychological impact. While this question may be on the record, I am genuinely curious to know the reason you remained silent about your parents' tendencies in your early life. Surely there was a point when you wanted to run away from home.
I actually did one time, but I realized that Lyra would have to fend for herself against Frank. And if I reported the violence to a counselor or the authorities, that there's a chance that she and I would have been separated and sent to different foster homes.
I see. You and your oldest sister were very close, weren't you?
Yeah.
We'll get deeper into your home life in a moment, Toby. But first I want you to take me through your experience in school. What was that like for you?
I guess school was the same for me as it is for most kids.
Was there bullying?
They called me names like Ticci Toby because of my tics. And every time I had one, I could see them laughing and whispering about me. They also made fun of me every time a teacher called me Mr. Rogers.
Because of the children's show, right?
Yeah. Things didn't get bad until after.
I see. Walk me through the average day of school before everything happened.
There's not really much to talk about. I would come to school, go to class, have lunch, and go home. I always kept to myself until JC started in on me.
JC?
Yeah, this bald kid, Jason Camblin. He would constantly mock and humiliate me. Just words, but it can be a lot to deal with, especially when life at home is even worse. You never get a break. He did this to a lot of kids, though. I wasn't the only one. And no one had the guts to stand up to him because he had a big group of friends that were just as obnoxious as him. But Lyra always stepped up in my defense before anything got out of hand. For all of JC's talk, he wouldn't hit a girl. She protected me at school. I protected her at home. I would sit on this big rock near the flagpole in front of the building. That's where my mom would pick me up, but I remember that day she was running late. And I just knew something bad was going on.
Well, if it isn't Toby.
Shut up, Jason.
Ooh, is the retard getting an attitude? I guess you finally got that sex change to become a man, huh, Topester? Yeah.
Mr. Rogers, the principal would like a word with you.
Yes, sir.
Have fun in the land of make-believe, Mr. Rogers.
Have a seat, Toby.
Am I in trouble?
Well, not exactly. Can I see your hands, Mr. Rogers?
I don't like being called Mr. Rogers.
And I don't like these complaints I've been receiving about you, Mr. Rogers. I've had multiple students, as well as faculty members, complain about you biting into your own fingers until they bleed.
I can't help it. I have these nervous tics and I bite my nails a lot, but I can't feel...
I'm not looking for excuses, Toby. I'm looking to find out if these claims are true.